All right, she's popping up any minute here. Oh, what's up? What's up? Oh, God, I got people in here. Uh, Probably not for Joe Jackson. All right. Make sure my phone is off. Bam, bam. What is going on? Loyal Grow Show. What's up, Anthony? CVC, hello. Oh, thank you, thank you. Throwing some gloves on here real quick. Yes, they're not. They don't do drop ships for me. If you were in the same state, I could swing it, but I don't have a license for other states. I forgot to tell you that the other day when we were in there in Gorilla's room. What's up, Greg? But they don't look bad at all. Hey, let me see if I can pull one off the top shelf here. They're kind of together. They're big. I ain't gonna lie. Now I don't even know if I can get this on top camera. They're big. Very, very big. Yeah, I can't even get a full picture. They're huge. I mean, you can still go on BCW and buy them. New Finest is right in front. Optic blasters from football. What's up, David? $40. Optics are $40. About what it would cost to ship it. Yeah, I think they're like 40. It would them being shipped to be because I know what they ran and what it would cost to ship, depending on how you want them. But with these here, I just lost two rated rookies. There's something else about. Oh, there it is. Find two blaster exclusives, pink parallels per box. If you want it ripped, it would be 38. Only reason is it would have to get boxed up and sent the other way, and it might not make first class being boxed up. What is? Oh, that's part of the belief symbol. I'm sitting there like been sitting there wiping this, going, why is this not coming off? Then Finest is in the store. You can either get them by pack or by mini box. So as you can see, a lot of people I don't know. There's two mini boxes in one hobby box. So I broke it down by mini boxes. A lot of people like that stuff. And I'll open one of these up just so you guys can see what's in this. Um, there is one for the giveaway too on Sunday. I put that one behind already. There's not much. There's what, 6 packs into these. I didn't put these in the store though, so. But these are the retail blasters. Wow, Kid Report. Man, that thing just stuck right to me. So this is what you guys know what Optic looked like last year, honestly. Good old Flacco. There's a red rookie Montgomery for the Bears. And you got these Kid Reporters in there. Just grab my box over here. What's up, Cardinals fan? There's some money in these rookies. Now this would be the, I believe the insert they say is on average per box, and this is Peterson. Then Dexter Lawrence rookie. But a lot of people are grabbing these up right now because of Murray, Jones, and Drew Lock. I grabbed what they had left and told them to ship it with Finest. Oh, we're going to have a pink parallel up in here so you guys get to see what it look like. Jace Sternberger, and this is the pink, pink rated rookie. They're calling the hollow of that. If that guy ever does anything on there, it might be dangerous. But wide receiver, I'm just going to sleeve it for the time being. Oh, let me hook you up, Cardinals fan. There you go. Chandler Cox. Oh, I just put that pink boy over there. I always try to grab an extra box of stuff when I order it so you guys can see it. Cousins, TJ Watt, Bosa, Riley Ridley. Okay, CBC. What's up, Derby? Earlier today, because I got a show tomorrow I'm bouncing to over in Lexington. Kelsey, Mariota. Other pink is going to be Trayvon Williams. So you do get 2 of these per box. And Julian Love. What's up, Stevens? You heading to the show tomorrow over Lexington? And I forgot to say this is one of the 2 rated rookies that were in the stack was that Pink Velocity. On break. Oh, you're not even out of work yet. Oh, you're on second shift now, aren't you? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going early morning. I got to drop off some stuff to a couple of the guys set up down there. And there's your hollow, Bobby Wagner. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So, did any of the big rookies out? I forgot who the other rated rookie was. Oh, there it is, Riley Ridley. So, oh, she just flew right across there. I have no idea. To be honest, I didn't even know who he was. He came when I was set up one time there, and then I just recognized him on a YouTube stream one day. If you got that pink hollow Drew Lock like this, it would be screaming PSA. PSA, but more clear focus because my camera hates me right now. Yeah, I don't know who. I know Chad and John are setting up, and the guy loose down behind me, Brian. He usually has like all the supplies there, top loaders and stuff like that. And I got stuff for them I need to drop off, so I'm gonna pop in for about an hour and a half maybe. What's up, Parker Cards? I'll tell you, the pinks are hard to come by. I almost. This is all they had loose. He had a sealed case up there, and I almost grabbed it just to play Rippy Rip Rip with. And you guys know any of the orders from the store, this is coming in there. I got like 100 of these things. Well, probably about 90 left now. So I'm setting those out with everything. That way, all it is, in case you guys haven't seen it, just tells you the size top loader you basically need, or magnetic for your cards, so you're not scratching up or sticking it in too tight, too loose. Pretty cool thing. Yeah, the guys told me that they were set up at Richmond, and it was packed out down there. And I was like, man, I never been to the Richmond shows. I've been to Lexington, Louisville, and then I run the one in Elizabethtown, and that's pretty much it locally. I've been to Nashville, Cincinnati's. Um, I mean, some of them are pretty good shows. You just gotta watch because if like Nashville's going on, a lot of times a lot of people don't show up anywhere else. Yeah, but with it being at the Clarion Hotel, I don't know how many people got to win on that because I haven't seen it changed at all. On what some of the places had advertised still says the Armory. So I want to get in and get out of there to get home quickly. That's about an hour and a half drive for me one way. And plus, there's this little place. Yeah, I do the E Town one. Yep. Um, there's a place in Versailles I want to catch, a little restaurant when I used to work down there. Hopefully, they're open still. I don't know what's all open that way. Yeah, I've limited E Town to twice a year just because of space and availability. I'm gonna get with 4-H. I guess they have like some huge place. I'm gonna take a look at that. I tried hitting like the big churches up out here, but none of them want to bite. But when the cost of a venue goes up fivefold, it's just a little bit too much to even start playing with. I'm sure they had to play a pretty chunk for the Clarion Hotel. You know, when I first was talking about running E Town, there were all kind of like rumors out there and stuff about people tried, and the local card shop guy would like tell people the show was canceled and all that. Man, my first show, I had it two radio ads, Beckett magazine, all the Facebook yard sale groups and all that stuff. I'm trying to think what all we hit. A couple other things where the ads are at, but I never had anybody come out and say, "Hey, is your show canceled?" Now I did meet the gentleman who owns the local show. This past January show we did up in E Town, and he was nice. I mean, oh, I mean, like I said, a lot of people were telling me like he'll try to run you out of town and stuff, and I was like, okay. I could tell you, like, I tried to get an AmVets out here and stuff like that, and they were the most expensive. They wanted $1,500 for their room, or no, the Legion, American Legion did, and I said, nope, sorry. A couple other places I hit too. I mean, there's places that are outside Elizabethtown, like up in Radcliffe, which would be hard to get to, the VFW, because it's like out in the boonies. And I didn't want to stick up there because, one, I don't know if there's Wi Fi capability up in that area too well. But yeah, I got to drop off. I got a stack of stuff here for one guy. I'm kind of curious to see how the shows are going to run now out here too with the crowds. That's why I want to get there early and out because I don't want to sit there around 100 people and be bumping elbows the whole time either. I want to keep my phone next to me just in case anybody hits the store up between now and then when I get off. Because anything that gets in the store tonight will go out tomorrow morning early. I'm probably gonna have cut off in the store at like 10 p.m. so I can get everything printed and shipped off, packaged up by 11. And then I will have the consignment form. Well, I'm getting the rough draft back. It's either Sunday or Monday from the individual doing it. And I just want to look it over first to make sure everything jives properly. So it'll either be, you can either have his stuff straight to eBay auctions or to the website, since I've been having people ask me about it. And I've got a couple things here. Brad sent me Tatum, Eloy, and I think this is, yeah, Carter Kaboom. I think he actually hit both of those. I mean, there's two other ones out of my reach that he sent too. So that way I can make sure getting the labeling process and all that stuff's done right for everybody. And as always, you guys are always welcome to drop links in here and stuff like that. It doesn't bother me at all. The only time I'd probably say if I was doing an auction, which is going to be like probably once a quarter, um, just to hold off on links during that time frame, but never has bothered me at all. Hey, man, I say I appreciate it and everything. You had a good stream. A lot of people in there. Have a good trip. Safe trip, too, man. I always wanted to go to Norway. I just never had a chance to venture there all my time. I just got in the store, David, at probably about 3 p.m., so about 3.5 hours ago. Maybe it was a little bit longer. I'm not sure now. But I think it was right around 3 p.m. I put it in there. I could be wrong. My days blur together in times with work. No, it's getting up there, though. It's definitely getting up there. And I have like three different ideas for level two, so I'm hoping we can get there by Sunday. That's why I wanted to release it early enough to give people time to go in the store and grab stuff. And some of the stuff I put in there, really, I wasn't even going to get rid of for a while, but I figured I'd put in there for people to try to grab at a deal now before they start going up in price. Yeah, you can get something for your dad for Father's Day. That's on Sunday, man. About a day and a half you got, maybe if that. Day and about 6 hours. I will still come on Father's Day to do the regular YouTube subscriber at 6 like normal, but I won't stick on long because I know people are going to have plans. And then Monday we'll run the Father's Day giveaway at 6. It'll be a little bit late, but I wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to get in onto it and stuff. I got show you something cool. These are already ripped though, just so you know. The cards are inside. These are out of the Topps Treasury. Let me go back a little bit further. I'm not used to the camera being where it is. And these are rip cards like Allen and Ginter, both out of 99. I know I didn't pay $10 for these. But let me see if I can open. I think he left the cards inside because I asked him to open them real quick because in case there's the rare Jeter or Jeter or Ichiro into it. I didn't want to take a chance. But I don't think too many people actually know about these. Get her opened up here. Because all he did was remove the black sleeve and then put it back, I see. Yep. Alright. These are some older guys, man. I like this idea of Topps Treasury. 86 out of 99 on him. You don't see many of these anymore. Or I'm not talking about Griffin. Why did I say Griffin Ichiro? Maybe I don't know why I just said that. Oh, sorry to hear that, Cardinals fan. What's up, Charles? It was Kobe and LeBron that's in this. And what I like about this here, unlike Allen and Ginter, they actually put these black pieces on top so you couldn't use your flashlight to look through and figure out who it's of. And it's actually on both sides. So it kind of helped out with it. And this is the most famous basketball player ever. Greg Oden. How many people remember Greg Oden? Hey Charles, I sent your stuff in a small box just so you're tracking. I think if it's not there today, it's there tomorrow. Can't remember what day. I think I sent that out on Wednesday, so I think it's there tomorrow. Oh, okay, cool. I was just thinking about that today. Yeah, I meant to tell you I was going to send it in a smaller box, just to help protect everything onto it. That LeBron is. It's a really nice card from NT. And everybody now is just buying and hoarding LeBron so much. You guys, did they got to pull Murray out of one of them optics? Whoa, bad focus there. There we go. You guys hear the dog? She's had it out cold all day. We got the deck done earlier this week, and she wanted to go on it. And because of the, I guess you'd call it the stain or whatever. Probably about. I was thinking about sending a BGS, and I just had another PSA order finally get put in the system. So now I'm out 3 out of 7 on that. I just have so much tied up in grading right now. I'm like, I need to relax, send in for a little bit. I'm a little. You can see me. I'm always a little bored. I won't open the finest stuff though. Oh. Yeah, he got the LeBron. You got Luca. Jeremy grabbed the Wiggins. I put in there a silver select rookie of Wiggins. Chad grabbed stuff out I got to take for him. I think somebody else grabbed something too. No, and I had to judge off of that. I was going off of a different NT one. It was out of 10. And if you look like the LeBron, it was out of 99, was like a buck something. So I went off the other patch one. I figured it was about right, around 3 to 3.25 value. Miles Sanders. I should be just casing these up anyhow for the store to put in eventually. Yeah, they finally just tinged my 80s cards in there with PSA. Uh-oh, what we got here? Remember when everybody was David Johnson happy? There's a Brady base. Everybody likes Tom Brady nowadays. Oh man, that Wiggins was nice. If he ever becomes popular again and pulls like a turnaround like Lonzo Ball, that'll be worth some money. Jimmy G and Darnell Savage. Huh. I don't know if Jimmy G's going to be doing pretty good this year or not, to be honest. His price has dropped a little bit down. At least they were a couple weeks ago when I was looking at them. The way this market fluctuates anymore. Nick Foles, the newest Bear. I'm wondering how he's going to handle himself in Chicago. If he gets hurt, they put Trubisky back in. Ooh-wee. Big Ben, another quarterback coming back to play this year if they actually play. There's not a bad one, but it's got a freaking little divot right up there. Bryce Love. I don't know if you guys can see the divot right up there in the top. Shame. Whoa. Target had a limit? How'd you do in the boxes? Oh man, Debo's out until October. I didn't even see that. I don't even know if they were planning on keeping Emmanuel Sanders. I do have a Dominguez coming in the mail from somebody. I think it's gonna go in the store. It's a Bowman Chrome. I got a couple people starting to send stuff in. Um, so you guys will start seeing more stuff. He just got me today about it. Baker. Tracy McSorley. Divot. And a little hairline scratch. Oh no, that was just like a hair. At least you got an auto. Or those aren't guaranteed an auto, right? The Megas? I don't think they were. Good old Derek Carr, still playing for the Raiders. Drew Brees, another now popular person. Everybody's been picking up Drew Brees base. Quinion Williams for the Jets. Plays defense, probably why I don't know who he is offhand. Oh, nice. Congrats. I haven't been in many Razes lately. Some people have just been so slow on shipping, it just turns me off completely. DeAndre Baker, he's got a little bit of a following still, too, from his rookie year. Just looks funny because the way that's cut up there. What's up, Brian? Wow. Yeah, we haven't been stocked up down here. I saw some empty Bowman or tray last week, so somebody grabbed them way early. Good old Mahomes. Khalil Mack. O.J. Howard. I forgot I pulled his auto out of 10. That's the hollow. Elias Mack. Not too bad out of 2 blasters. Mahomes. Baker. Pink. Breeze. Bryce Love with a divot. Brady. Sternberger. Miles Sanders. So it looks like PSA probably will not be hitting back till end of July, beginning of August with my stuff. I would say the earliest, if they get their days dropped down, might be end of July that it's received. Joe Jackson ever be in the Hall of Fame? I highly doubt that. It's probably going to be like Pete Rose will never be in the Hall of Fame. Oh, in case any of you guys do those kid reporter things, I don't. I'll just put them up here. Usually when I break, I throw them up, but you guys can pause it, go back if you do them. I don't know where you. You're talking about shoeless Joe Jackson from the White Sox era. The White Sox in that era were shunned. Well, actually, I think they were called the Black Sox back then, if I recall right now. I shouldn't have said the White Sox. Or no, was that the name of the scandal? I'm trying to remember my history now on it. No. I was right. I'm right. It was the White Sox. I'm thinking in my head here because they threw what was it, the 1919 World Series? I'm trying to get my phone to work so I can look it up. Okay, 1990. That's what I thought it was. I was trying to get it pull up. That's right. It's been a long time since I even talked about that because they banned them for life, and I know they've been trying to fight for years for reinstatement, at least for shoeless Joe Jackson. I don't see it ever coming about. I mean, if they're not going to let Pete Rose in, who gambled after he was a player, but it makes you wonder what they're going to do to the Houston Astros besides taking some draft picks. You know, What's up, Void? And for everybody coming in, what I'm talking about with mini boxes in the store, there's two mini boxes, as you can see, per hobby box. In case anybody didn't understand that in the store. Well, I'm not part of the voters and the stuff onto. To me, I'd let them in. If they receive the votes, let them in. That's the way I look at it. But there are a lot of great players that will never get in the Hall of Fame, or they were on the ballot and got off because they were on too long, expired out, I guess you can call it. Anybody see Prism Baseball today? I see a lot of people opening it. I don't know. Without having the major, like them, without their license holding the uniforms, it's just a shame. Oh, I agree on Munson. Trying to think. Munson came out, what, 73? Pretty sure. Void will know. Void definitely knows the rookie year. I think it's 73. Ah, 70, 70, 70. Okay. Yeah. The gray backs. I don't know why I was thinking it was the all white series from 73. I haven't seen a Munson rookie at a card show. I bet you since the middle 2000s, like '05, '06, somewhere around there. I mean, I know they're on eBay and stuff like that, but normally a lot of the shows have stuff there like that, but I just never see them. That's why I went and just bought the Fisk PSA 8 rookie. For that price, you couldn't beat it. Does rehabbing your hand include lifting up a beverage of choice? 51 Bowman. I just think a lot of people just don't like Bowman from back in the day, early years. A lot of people, I guarantee you, if you ask a lot of new collectors nowadays, they'd be like, Bowman was back then? I thought Bowman started when Bowman Chrome came out. Oh, no, I didn't, Charles. Did you? I forgot they were doing that. I had an invite for that thing, too. Really? A lot of hockey, huh? So what does he just pop in and out of different rooms or something? I haven't even checked it out. I'm gonna have to find that email for it. Probably is. When I used to go up and they did, it was an expo, and they did it. I remember there was it's like Toronto had it most of the years. You would only probably see hockey really up in there. That's what I was wondering. See, I think it would be cool if you build a website, okay, and everybody like dealers have their own room, but so you'd have like their little box up here, chat like rolling on the side, and then have a queue down here listed with all their cards or like a picture, so you could sit there and thumb through and look instead of just hey, you got Alexander Ovechkin rookies or something, and they got to flip through and find it. I don't know. Huh. I used to get tons of emails like that, and I gave up. Like I had a thing today say it was being delivered. It was another one of these masks from BCW. I forgot all about it. Huh? That'd be different to go in there and have some cards to sell. I would have to take the day off from work, and with everything they're going on with all these changes, it would have been hard to do. I'd have had to run down the safety deposit box and pull some stuff out, and really don't want to touch the stuff in the safe. I think whenever I finally call it quits later in life with cards, I'm just going to set up at the National and just blow out prices on some stuff. My idea would be to have a little booth table thing and try to be sold out before the Panini party. If I remember right, Canadian is more than our dollar. What, is it still going on now? That virtual show? It probably shut down already. Because I know the National would shut down, and then Breakers Lounge was allowed to go to like either 11 or midnight each night. Huh. I'd figure it just run its course and go, straight 48 hours if you want to on something like that because there's no real rules for having a building for it. I wonder how many people I know that are actually doing that. I might pop in there later on this evening if I get a few minutes. I would have came on a little bit earlier today, but I wanted to make sure I had everything set to take to the show tomorrow for everybody that wanted stuff. If not, when I come home from the show tomorrow, I'll pop in there. I should be home by noon, the very, very latest. That's if that little mom and pa diner's actually open. I don't even care if they'll it's a to-go plate to eat in my car. When I was working at this place in Versailles, I used to leave during lunch, and I think they closed at like 6 or 7 p.m. I think it was 7 they shut down. And like every day, they was just straight homemade food, whether it was like meatloaf, breaded pork chops, whatever it may be. It was all homemade, no instant potatoes or nothing. All right, David, I'll talk to you later. Dinner time, man. I'm starting now. I ate late for lunch. I think it was like about 2. And now I started craving dinner. I might pop on there and take a look at it. Might try to push a couple high end Bowman Chromes that are graded. I think I'm going to try to sit back on a lot more vintage now. And vintage being 70s and back, just to be honest. I know a lot of people think 80s is vintage, might be really kind of, sort of. In fact, people might be starting to call 90s vintage. I didn't get hit with a price hike. The only people who got hit with a price hike are the group submission people, CBC. All the membership prices stayed the same. Because I just looked at their site last night because I was floating through, and I thought this started the new quarter, and I forgot it was July 1st. Because I wanted to see what their new specials were coming out for quarterly grading. Yeah, everybody is the group submission people are the ones who got hit because they were able to offer like 20 days for less than a 30-day price of a membership. And so a lot of people complained. But they're changing it around. What's up, Chat Town? If you label the box correctly right now, before it used to take about 3 to 5 days to come in. What's weird is all my orders for May through the end of May are logged in right now. Now my bulk orders, they told me they're not even touching the bulks because it's just so far backlogged, which I appreciate them saying that. But I'm going to try to see if I can swindle them to at least try to grade most of those 3 orders out by the end of July. Well, that's what they should, but it'll be close. Even SGC is turnaround time is starting to be bad. I think Charles, didn't you have like a 10-day? It took 19 days or something. Hey, take care, Parker. I'll try to pop on when I get off here. Might be munching on some foodage. If it's bulk, you're gonna be waiting forever. Bulk, you're lucky if they're doing 20 bulk orders a day that are sitting from behind. They flat out told me that. Their big priority, it starts at the top of the pyramid with a 1 day, 2 day, 5 day, 10, 20, the 30s are next, and then it goes to quarterly specials are in with your 20 and 30 day or whatever they're called nowadays, economy and the one up, and then bulks are way behind. Oh, I don't know, but I don't do auto authentication. I couldn't even tell you to begin with that. But I was going to say for graded card prices, they all stay the same. I know that for members. Now for bulk guys, way different. Yeah, they might have put up for the auto authentication up higher. Yeah, Charles got hit hard. A 10 day to a 25 day. And if you try calling him, if you did you call him yet, Charles? Because I called, and the person that came on the phone was like brand spanking new. Had no idea what was doing. It was like they stuck an index card, you know, answer this if they ask about this. Like they're reading it off. No way. If SGC decides to take 40 days, it'll be comparable to my PSA 30 days. Because 30 days is taken on average, their numbers fluctuate between 36 and 41 days from when it's logged in. If I'm going to have to wait 40 days for an SGC, I will pay PSA in a heartbeat for an extra couple days. But if my 20-day orders, if SGC start going and start hitting 25, 30 days, they lost me. Even at $10 a card, no way. It was not the number on the website. Let me see if I could find it. It was on Reddit on a forum, and I ended up calling it. Let me see if I could find the forum again. It's not the one where it's. Let me see if I can find it for you. Actually, when I log off of here, I'll check on the computer because it might have it in my cache. One of the mini boxes, there's two in a box, 70, or if you want the whole box, 140. Should be pretty under what they were selling them at. This is the only product I've seen come out recently where the pre-order price and the aftermarket effect is not huge. The only way I would do BGS is a 5 day and under. And honestly, it'd be probably a 2 day because their 2 days are still on par. And I'd rather, if I'm going to spend 40 some dollars for a 5 day, I must just pay the 50 and get the 2 day service. And it'll get right through. BGS is harped at 1, 2, and 5 days their concentration. 5 day might take 6 to 7 days, which again I'll just do a 2 day if I'm gonna get something big to send in. But yeah, if SGC, I don't think they're gonna be able to handle their volume now. And it's not like you could just take somebody off the street to grade. And if they do, it's gonna be wrong. Because look at like Beckett and stuff like that. You go through, I forget what it is, because they were hiring graders at Beckett not too long ago. And I want to say it was something crazy like 6 months of training and then you have to sit next to a grader for so long. I don't think you start grading on your own for like a year. Unless you have experience with another company, they might waive some of that. I don't know. But I remember Beckett was hiring graders. I want to say it was like December, January time frame. And the thing is, they're going to start paying their graders money because if not, and they start walking away, they'll never hold up with their orders. Especially if you're like, hey, boss, they're making more PSA. I'm bouncing. I got a job PSA. I bet you they quickly are like, I'll match it. Or give you a couple bucks more an hour. If I pulled a big enough card and it was a thick stock, like out of NT or something, I would grade with BGS still. But I'm also going to get a 2-day service. Because the card in value would, for $50 to be graded and feel good about it, yeah. And that would have to be something that's over 1,000 minimum that I would grade with BGS. But as far as like PSA, I'll go up to depending on the value of the card. I don't mind doing the 20 days up to $500 in value. And if it goes a little bit over, they give you a little wiggle room normally. I still don't mind spending $30 onto something that's a regular $100 card that's going to turn into 700-800. But the other levels after that, no way. Oh wow, yeah, that could probably offer them a ton more money though too. Heck, I remember when PSA first started coming around doing their stuff for cards. Now you do know that there is a rumor the group that does grading of comic books is it CV not CV CGS B something like that. Um, Gosh, I can't think. Let me see who grades comic books. They're talking about starting to do baseball cards or any sports cards here. Uh, Comic. Let me look who it was. CGC. CGC, that's who it is. It's talking about doing it. Yeah, the thing is, if you get, say, this is say worth like $2,000, and say centering's 9.5, surface gets a 9.5, but if my corners get a 10, I would probably send it to PSA. Normally, anything I would cross over from BGS to PSA, if it had 10 corners, it was PSA 10ing. I don't know if that's by like weird circumstance or what, but anything that I had 9.5 on corners or even a 9, say everything else came back like two tens, a 9.5, and 9 corners, I'd get a PSA 9. And I did that with a lot of lower end cards before I started really playing around with it. And then I started picking up stuff that were like BGS 9.5s with like it'd be 3 9.5s and a 10 on corners, setting it in, and every time PSA 10. Yeah, PSA will 9 that right off the bat. But that's just been my general rule of thumb of what I've seen from doing crossovers was Surface, they pretty much would stick with a Beckett grade. So if you got a 9.5, possibly a 9, you were probably going to be good. Centering, BGS is harder on, so you could probably turn a 9 centering. Man, I can't believe my camera keeps out of focusing like that. You could find a maybe a 10 in there, but you would definitely need 10 on corners and edges. They're not too hard on either because a lot of them cuts from the 80s I've seen with the edges a little bit messed up. What do you want, famous pug? You eyeball me. You are not going outside. I recently heard about that within the past month, and I used to do breaks on graded comic books whenever I'd grab them from David Adams and stuff. Like the Spider Mans were real big back in the day, and I think Fantastic Four was the other one. And when I heard they were going to start grading cards, it's a little bit different, but it's not as grading a comic book's a lot really thorough because they go page by page in that crap. But I could see them doing it and pulling into third place very quick just because of their reputation with comics. I don't know. I'm hoping that somebody else comes out to try to swing it with a four-way race with it all. And whoever does come out is already into the process of grading something so they have an understanding. But I think overall, you just can't hire anybody off the street or your best buddy who's been in the card business since he was like 10 years old and come up with something. I think that one in New Jersey is just used for autograph where they authenticate the autos, right? No, GMA is horrible, and Gem Mint and all them other ones I'd never do. Those dang GMA 10s come back PSA 7s and 8s. But if I remember right, their idea was to take that out of California to make more room so they could have more of a surplus in grading sports cards. If I remember the whole story right, why they put it over there. Really, I'll tell you what. Between BGS and PSA, if somebody had a West Coast office and an East Coast office to mail sports cards into, depending on your region, they would take the lead over one or the other instantly, regardless of price, because they would be able to start to process stuff a lot more. You are not going out there. What is there, a deer? Last night, the dog saw a deer out in the field, real close in, and now she keeps on looking at the door for her deer friend. That was a nice sized doe, too. I was wondering if it was going to have a fawn coming with it or not. It really would. If they had, they say if you're from these states, you mail to this office. If you're from these states, you mail to this office. And they take all their graders now, do a little bit of promotion with senior graders or whatever their little job titles are, and you do some hiring too to train guys. Within a year, you would make it up. And I'm sure they had to have talked about this because there's all these smart business people out there in the world. But if you did something like that, yes, it's going to cost a lot to do, but you would be able to handle a lot more volume and make the money back. What do you need? You want a cookie? Outside? Never seen you up like this. Tummy hurt or something? You gotta go. Oh, don't tell me you had cat food. Oh, you will be in trouble, young one. Yeah, that would just be, the gossip channel all the time. Be like, hey man, I'm gonna send you my cards to send to PSA over in your region. They're better. They grade easier. I could see them saying that. That might be one of the downfalls why they didn't do it too. Have a buddy on the other side and be like, "You're getting better grades than me. I'm sending my stuff to you to mail in." Oh, you always do need more graders. You gotta figure if you would move PSAs wherever their location is to a bigger building, even with the most strategic planning, because I've seen this happen with 5,000 employees before, in which I know PSA don't have 5,000 employees, but to move its sections to go across or coming up with a mass say we got to shut down for a full week to move everything, a lot of them just don't want to take that chance. To me, I would do it. And the perfect time to do it would have been like when the National goes on because they shut down anyhow. So if you're not at the National, you're helping move everything during that time frame. There is a greater school. Each one holds it. But you gotta imagine how many cards one grader looks at during a day. By the time they get done, they're beat. Do they fairly look at each card? No idea. Stop. What are you doing, Pug? I don't trust you. Go eat your food. Go eat your food. Well, I'm gonna call it a night because I gotta be up early to make a drive to Lexington with some cards at a show to drop off, and I don't want to be there during the bulk crowd of being run over and being elbowed every which way. Yeah, they all talk about that technology thing to where it's basically a scan of the card goes in, and I forget what the whole ordeal was. It's almost like getting an X or no, not an X-ray. They said an MRI or something. I don't see that. I think it need to be personally looked at, but I could see where the subjectiveness will come in play either way. But I am going to call it a night, just so I can get some stuff set up for tomorrow. If anybody orders anything from the store before 10 p.m. Eastern, which is about 2.5 hours, I will get it out tomorrow morning to you. Other than that, I'll try to pop on maybe a little bit later on tomorrow in case anybody wants any finest. If not, I'm just going to push that onto eBay. I have not seen those stickers at all. I can only imagine. But I'm gonna call, like I said, call it at night a little bit early tonight. Normally I come on a little bit later and stay later, but I want to. It's a lot to me. I haven't drove an hour and a half one way in a while, so I gotta get geeked up for it in the morning. But I will catch you all later. I do appreciate you stopping by, and I will get the consignment thing worked out either Sunday or Monday with a rough draft and see where we go with it from there. Oh, that's cool. But I will catch you all sometime tomorrow. If I get some good pickups from the show, I'll come live and show you all. I would go live from my phone, but I don't know how well that would work out there. But if you all are looking for anything in particular other than the Garama 99, let me know, and I'll take a look for it tomorrow as I bounce around all the tables real quick. But I'll hit y'all up tomorrow sometime. Talk to y'all later.